Welcome to the Power Play Hellraisers, and we need to talk about something that just dropped today. November 20th, 2025. Saber Interactive and Boss Team Games just unleashed the first official gameplay trailer for Hellraiser Revival. And folks, this might be the most viscerally disturbing horror game I've ever seen footage of. We're talking about a game so graphic that media outlets literally can't embed the full red band trailer on their websites. They're actually directing people to watch it on the official Hellraiser Revival website because it's that extreme. Now let's talk about the puzzle box at the center of this game, the Genesis configuration. This is not the traditional Lament configuration that we know from the films. This is something new, and based on what we've seen, it functions both as a story catalyst and as an actual gameplay mechanic. The 2022 Hellraiser reboot introduced the concept of multiple configurations, 6 different forms that the puzzle box could take, each offering different gifts like knowledge, love, sensation, resurrection, and ultimately power through the Leviathan configuration. The Genesis configuration appears to take this concept and weaponize it for gameplay purposes. In the trailer, we can see Aidan, our protagonist, actually using the box in combat. There's a shot where he deploys razor wire around a wretch's head and decapitates it using the box. The Genesis configuration isn't just a passive plot device. It's an active combat tool with what appear to be multiple abilities that players can unlock and upgrade throughout the game. According to the official description, players will combine the unique, hellish abilities of the Genesis configuration with an arsenal of earthly weapons to inflict bone-breaking, flesh-searing pain. Masochistic enemies. That last part is crucial. These enemies are masochistic. They want the pain, which creates this twisted dynamic where violence becomes a form of reward for your enemies, blurring the line between punishment and pleasure that's always been central to Hellraiser's philosophy. The design of the Genesis configuration also looks similar to the puzzle box from the 2022 film, more ornate and intricate than the simple cubic Lament configuration from the original movies. Suggests this game exists in its own continuity, drawing from the entire Hellraiser mythos rather than being tied to any specific film timeline. Based on the gameplay trailer and the extensive Gamescom hands-on previews from August, Hellraiser Revival is shaping up to be a first-person survival horror action game in the vein of Resident Evil 7 and 8. Not an Outlast-style hide-and-seek game. You get weapons, you fight back, but there are consequences. The weapon degradation system is particularly interesting. Every tool has a degradation meter, meaning you can easily destroy your weapon without inflicting real damage if you're not strategic. Different enemy types require different approaches. Certain tools won't be effective against armored enemies, for instance. Journalists who played the Gamescom demo reported getting guns later in the experience, and the enemy AI was smart enough to take cover and try to flank them. But here's where it gets brutal. You're not just fighting with guns and melee weapons. The game features platforming, environmental puzzles, and chase sequences through the Labyrinth itself, that impossible geometric hellscape we first saw in Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. One preview described navigation as confusingly haunting in a way that adds to the immersion rather than frustrating the player. The game also features stealth mechanics. You can crouch, slide, run, and hide from Cenobites like the Chatterer. And multiple previews mentioned that the Chatterer was basically unstoppable in their demos. Nothing they could do could harm him, which makes sense. The Chatterer is a full Cenobite, not just a cultist or wretch. Speaking of which, enemy variety looks substantial. You're fighting the Scarlet Church cult members, possibly referencing Clive Barker's 2015 novella, The Scarlet Gospels. Wretches, damned souls in various states of mutilation. Sex-crazed deviants. The game's words, not mine. Infernal monstrosities and demons. And of course, the Cenobites themselves. The runtime is estimated at 7 to 10 hours, depending on difficulty and how much exploration you do. It's built in Unreal Engine 5, and every preview mentioned the exceptional environmental design. Rooms drenched in twisted details, visceral character models, and locations ranging from dark nightclubs, referencing Hellraiser 3, to rooms filled with bodies to the Labyrinth itself. The story follows Aidan, whose girlfriend Sunny opens the Genesis configuration, probably thinking she's just solving an interesting puzzle box. Instead, she summons Pinhead and gets dragged to hell. Aidan makes a bargain with Pinhead to save her, which involves using the Genesis configuration's powers to navigate the Labyrinth and battle the Scarlet Church cult that worships the Cenobites. But here's the twist, and this is pure Hellraiser. Aidan unwittingly kickstarts Pinhead's ritual to unleash greater pain and pleasure than ever before. You're not the hero. You're the catalyst for something worse. Your attempt to save your girlfriend becomes the mechanism for Pinhead's grand design. The game opens with a full-on explicit scene between Aidan and Sunny exploring the limits of pain and pleasure, complete with fetish objects scattered around their apartment. Multiple Gamescom previews mentioned that Saber Interactive had vomit bags ready for journalists playing the demo. One reporter described it as Terrifier levels of gratuitous gore and called it the most disturbing game I have ever played. But it's not just shock value. The developers are pushing to explore that thin line between pain and pleasure that defines Hellraiser's philosophy. This isn't torture porn. It's about seduction, temptation, desire, and the voids people seek to fill. The game must balance graphic content with psychological depth, which is what separates Hellraiser from generic slasher fare. There are even moments of dark comedy. Preview journalists mentioned that NPCs stuck in hell interact with Aidan in weirdly comical ways, adding levity to the horror without undermining it. The original Hellraiser films had a similar quality. Uncle Frank's resurrection scene is horrifying, but there's almost a sick humor to it. This is the first true Hellraiser video game ever, and that's insane when you think about it. The original 4 Hellraiser films grossed over $47 million and received favorable reviews. Hellraiser is one of the defining horror franchises of the 1980s, alongside Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, The Evil Dead, and The Thing. But while those franchises got video game adaptations, some successful like Evil Dead, The Game, and Friday the 13th, others less so, Hellraiser never did. Until now. The franchise has struggled in the 21st century with direct-to-video sequels of diminishing quality. The 2022 Hulu reboot was solid, but didn't quite capture the visceral, transgressive energy of Barker's original vision. It played it too safe in some ways. Hellraiser Revival appears to be going for broke. The developers explicitly said they want to push the rating as far as it will go. there are legitimate concerns about potential console censorship. Similar games like Agony launched censored on PlayStation compared to PC. But based on what we've seen, Saber Interactive isn't holding back. This could be the Hellraiser renaissance the franchise needs. A canonical story guided by Clive Barker himself. Doug Bradley returning to define Pinhead one more time. A gameplay experience that doesn't compromise on the franchise's extreme elements while delivering solid survival horror mechanics. And here's something I find fascinating. The game includes encounters with police officers helping Aidan fight hordes of wretches, suggesting the horror bleeds into the real world. The Labyrinth isn't isolated. The barriers between dimensions are breaking down, which could have massive implications for the Hellraiser universe going forward. Hellraiser Revival is confirmed for 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X or S, and PC via Steam. No exact release date yet, but considering we just got the first gameplay trailer, I'd estimate we're looking at mid to late 2026. There are 2 collector's editions available for pre-order from Boss Team Games. One includes an exclusive replica of the Hellraiser puzzle box with LED features and light effects. You can choose between the classic Lament configuration or the new Genesis configuration. Both editions include a special Hellraiser statue to display the box on, plus trading card packs and other officially licensed collectibles. The game is available to wishlist on Steam right now, and if you're a true Hellraiser fan, I'd recommend checking out that Red Band trailer on the official website. But be warned, it's genuinely extreme. Look, I've analyzed a lot of horror games over the years, and Hellraiser Revival genuinely excites me in a way few games do. This isn't a multiplayer asymmetric experience that'll die when the servers shut down. This isn't a walking simulator with jump scares. This is a proper single-player story-driven survival horror game with combat depth, puzzle solving, and the commitment to push boundaries in service of the story it's telling. The fact that Clive Barker is directly involved, that Doug Bradley came back after 20 years, that the developers are clearly passionate about getting this right, it all adds up to something potentially special. The Gamescom previews were overwhelmingly positive from people who actually played it, which is a good sign. Could it be too extreme for some players? Absolutely. Will it face potential censorship issues? Possibly. But Hellraiser has never been for everyone, and I respect that Saber Interactive isn't trying to sand down the edges to appeal to a wider audience. We have such sights to see in 2026, and I'll be covering this game extensively as we get closer to release. If you want more deep dives into horror franchises, Hellraiser lore, and analysis of upcoming games, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. What do you think about the gameplay trailer? Are you excited for Doug Bradley's return? And, more importantly, are you brave enough to actually play this when it comes out? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, remember, some boxes are better left unopened. Stay safe and stay gaming.
Oh, how touching. That is the gun you used to kill your parents? Oh, I understand. Their fortune was so tempting, their affection so conditional. What else could you do?
You.
Now, can we talk sensibly?
If you enjoy our content and want us to keep delivering the latest news, reviews, and gameplay tips, please consider supporting us by clicking the like button Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified about our latest uploads. Join the Power Play community with Jason Creed. Thank you for being part of our journey. Let's keep gaming together.